Yo, what is up, gamers? It's Sebastian, the Sebto360 coming to you with a brand new video. You know what time of the month, of the season, of the year it is? It's time for a ban list. Potentially, the sun, every day it goes down and every morning it rises up. Such as, like the ban list, every season we get a new ban list, every 3 months roughly. Now in Master Duel, admittedly the sun has never risen up yet, but I have reason to believe this month the sun will rise. Yes, because Starwood Forces runs out this month. It was only for 90 days, that means we're going to get a new pack for the next 90 days. Also, the Duel Pass runs out, which means like new season, which means ultimately new ban list. So let's get into some predictions, because it's gonna happen this month or end of the month, whatever. But firstly, let's go into the forbidden cards. First up, Kokumeru Guardian. This is a bit obvious, I think. Adamantipator, a bit too crazy of a deck. One issue with the deck is that they're incredibly ignorant. They just don't care about your hand traps. And there's the argument to ban Block Dragon instead, but if you ban Block Dragon, you don't actually deal with the fact that Kokumeru Guardian makes the deck incredibly ignorant to play. And so I think Kokumeru Guardian is the correct hit, because if you hit this, the deck becomes a lot more fragile to interaction. Next up, Tri-Brigade Bearboom. Tri-Brigade Sue is quite literally the best deck. For example, there's that Metafy pack invitational thing, where everyone was playing Tri-Brigade Sue apart from some other people, but everyone who weren't playing Tri-Brigade Sue were like playing bad decks. So everyone was playing Tri-Brigade Sue basically, and yeah, so this deck needs to be hit. If you ban Bearboom, you go back to like the Trap Brigade Sue, where you play like 20 traps, Trap Trick, etc. It was such a cool deck. It was like honestly such a sick deck to play, so I feel like Bearboom, like Tri-Brigade is so cool without Bearboom. Also, banning Bearboom means Revolt is searchable. It's not searchable anymore. Revolt was not designed to be searchable, so I feel like Bearboom definitely mistake, should be banned. Next up, we have Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This is because it's just an incredibly overloaded boss monster, 3500 attack. It's not once per turn, destroys to like Book of Eclipse, but also like well, I guess it is once per turn, but like not hard once per turn. And it's like, okay, so you can destroy something to book the whole field, but the things you destroy makes you go plus 1000, and it's like a 3500 towers as well because of Miscellaneous Saurus. This deck, honestly, way too insane, needs to go. Next up, Axis Go Talker. One issue of the game is that the games end so quickly. Axis Go Talker definitely should go. If you don't have cards like Axis Go Talker, that means there's like a lot more grind games that goes on, which means like just random degenerate combo decks become less problematic as they can't just immediately kill you. But that's going to be it for the ban cards, so let's go into the limited cards. First up, Ether. This is for Drytron. Being able to like dump Eve of Beatrice like on your turn and then on the opponent's standby turn to search like 4 fairies. That's a bit too insane. Like personally, I don't think you should be able to do that. I think you should only be allowed to resolve Eva once, to be honest, because I've been able to resolve 2 Evas, like that's +4. It's actually wild. Like I don't know how this card was printed. Next up, Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. This is played in literally every single deck. It's like the most played card to exist. Definitely needs to be hit to diversify the format. You know, like if every deck is playing this card, then like it really stops decks from being diverse. And so I feel like it should be hit to help bring new cards into the format. Next up, we have Ashuna. This is because next cards they print, if they give us new cards at the end of the month, they're gonna give us Sword Soul. And so in preparation for Sword Soul, I think they're gonna do a preemptive hit, just kill Ashuna, or limit it, not kill, I guess, like maim Ashuna, so that it doesn't make the deck too insane, because Sword Soul in a format with Mat C is very broken. Next up, we have DD Dynamite. I've seen everyone talk about the Banquet of Minion deck, where you resolve Banquet of Minion, then you activate DD Dynamite, burn for 4k, activate DD Dynamite, burn for 4k. Well, guess what? You need 2 DD Dynamite. And obviously this deck needs to be hit, because if you resolve the combo, like if you go first, you just win. So if you limit DD Dynamite, they can't FTK you. Next up, El Shaddai Winder. Winder's actually not that much of a problem, but there are quite a lot of invoked players. The first Winder's fine. The problem with Winder is like being able to just summon the second one, like after the first one is outed. So if you limit it, that's not a problem. Very simple. And finally, Tri-Brigade Shuraig. Shuraig is just an incredibly overloaded Link 4. It does everything. It's like non-targeting, non-destructive removal, on top of being a search when it goes to grave. Definitely very broken. And there's like, it just encourages doing combos where you summon it turn 1 to get a search of like Rescue Cat or a Zodiac, and then you can just summon it again with Revolt, like summon a new one. That's way too broken. Should definitely go to 1. Now onto the semi-limited, we have firstly Eldritch the Golden Lord. There are a lot of Eldritch decks on the Master Duel ladder, but I feel like there needs to be a hit to this deck. So I feel like Eldritch to 2. Everyone plays 3 Eldritch, so I feel like this is an important consistency hit. You'll see Golden Lord 10% less often, so I feel like that's important hit. Next we have Virtual World City Kowloon. Instead of banning VFD, because 1 VFD is unironically fine. Like VFD to 1, like, isn't actually that much a problem. VFD only, like, that card had been around for ages and only became a problem when you could summon 2. Right, so with VFD at 1, you don't actually need to hit Virtual World too hard. If you semi-limit Kowloon, the deck will go from a 50% brick rate to a 95% brick rate. Semi-limiting Kowloon effectively kills Virtual World, which means VFD won't be a problem. Finally, we have Salamangreat Gazelle. This is just like to bring up a card, because I feel like they should also like bring back cards. I think Gazelle should go to 2, very simple, very easy. And finally, we have Crossout Designator. This is just like another out to match C. Like, you shouldn't really have outs to match C, I think. So semi-limit Crossout just makes sense. And then that means that you have 2 Crossout, 2 call by. I know it makes like Crossout, like the cost of playing Crossout on your deck building like becomes more like risk versus reward. You have to factor that in, so it does like encourages smarter deck building. Finally, onto the unlimited section, we have Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I feel like Dragoon should be unbanned because this card is completely ass. This card is so bad, so trash, doesn't or shouldn't be on the ban list, should easily be unbanned, or could easily be unbanned, and it should. Now you have Engage. Sky Striker sucks. If you think Sky Striker is good, then you're just bad, like, no offense. Sky Striker, awful there. Engage could easily go to 3. The issue with Engage to 3 isn't going to be Sky Striker, it's going to be whatever deck wants to play drones. But I feel like the difference between 2 Engage, 3 Engage probably isn't that much. You know, everyone says they hate the semi-limited section, so they wouldn't mind Engage going from 2 to 3, I'm pretty sure. Next up we have Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird. So basically, because Master Duel has this card limited, they killed my channel because I'm not able to do the Hulk FTK combo in Master Duel. So I think they should unlimit this card so I can actually do that again. And finally we have Imperial Order, and before you get mad, the only reason why everyone hates this card is because it's at 1, so when you get ordered you're being sacked. But if Order is at 3, then you're not being sacked anymore. Right? Like that's just like 30% of the time. Like, that's not you being unlucky. So you can't get mad at Order anymore. So Order to 3 like makes it a lot more healthy, because like it's just no longer you being sacked. And that's gonna be it for my Master Duel Banlist prediction. I hope that Master Duel, I don't know. I don't know what I hope. I just think that Master Duel is super fun. If they do a Banlist, that's gonna be so hype. And new cards as well. New cards will be hype. Anyways, that's gonna be it for my video. If you like what I post, then subscribe. If you hate what I post, also subscribe. And leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you gamers next time.